to the annual Wrestlegeddon Podcast Awards. I'm one of your hosts, Garrett G Money Munn. To my left, but not actually on my left, Chris the Heat Matthews, and on my right, but not actually to my right, the Tennessee Jesus, Carl Crossland. What's up, fellas? How we feeling?
Feeling pretty shitty, but last time I'm gonna try tongue kissing Chris on Christmas Eve.
I forewarned you.
It was wasn't a good experience, Carl. You hear the result.
I think we both got
sound like y'all both got the bad end of the stick on that.
Yeah,
that was pretty bad.
Speaking of sticks,
so much fun.
All right. I just don't ask about stuff with Carl anymore.
No, because it's always random.
Oh yeah,
always random. Like random band entries theme.
Oh yeah, let's kick it, baby. Gonna have a good time. It's not planned. Did you leave Mercury in the microwave again?
Leave Mercury in the microwave.
Hey, you've never seen that fucking thing where they're like, there's Mercury in the microwave, and they're like, Freddy, no. And they open it. And he goes, I want to break free.
That's funny.
It's pretty damn funny.
I'll try not to. All right, who wants to go first?
I'll go first because I don't want nobody to steal mine.
I already know what you're gonna pick.
Like a virgin.
Yeah, exactly. You know what's so funny? So I literally was talking to Katie and I said, we're doing Madonna this week. What songs do you think we should do? And she's sitting there thinking about songs. She said immediately, "Oh, Carl's picking Like a Virgin."
You already know.
I was thinking about doing that and then doing the American Pie, like jizz my pants every time a female wrestler touches me. Like, oh.
Oh God, that's funny.
Oh, awesome. All right, Garrett, what'd you pick?
Hold on. I know what I picked. I just gotta remember the name of it. Hold on. Go ahead. You go. Well, no, I'm just.
You probably picked that Austin Powers song or whatever it was.
No. I picked the freaking the song from the James Bond movie.
James Bond movie.
Yeah.
You talking about Austin Powers movie?
You have to give it a minute.
I don't remember Madonna having a song in the Bond movie.
She had a song in the Austin Powers movie.
Oh, I guess she did.
Oh, she did?
Yeah. It was,
what Bond movie?
Yes, Die Another Day. That's it. I fucking knew I knew what it was. But that's the song I picked. Through some asking of someone else.
Okay. Well, I picked La Isla Bonita.
There you go.
Don't cry for me. I can see.
Awesome. All right. What we got for next week, Carl?
Next week we have Foster the People.
Foster people. I don't think I've heard a single song by them.
Yeah, you have.
You have.
You sure?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the first song you probably Google, you'll after you hear it, you're like, oh yeah, I know that song.
No. We'll figure it out then.
Oh yeah, the kids with the pumped up kicks. You better run,
That
better
song.
run,
Okay.
faster than a buddy.
All right.
Woo!
All right. Foster the people next week for Random Band. Let's go ahead and get into what everyone's here for. The Wrestlegeddon Podcast Awards.
Awards, it's time for the awards.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the most prestigious awards handed out in wrestling today. Most people feel accomplished after they get their championship ring or their Hall of Fame induction coat. But what they really want is a Wrestlegeddon award.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
All right, so break this down. Each one of us has picked a talent for each of the following categories. Of course, some might be the same, some won't. This is all strictly our opinion, and like everything is subjective. So sit back and enjoy.
Or don't. And if you don't,
You like that,
fuck you.
that old school King of the
I like the
Ring?
music. I like the music. It's fucking awesome. Like official.
Official.
Like we're on like TBS in like 1984 or something.
Pretty much. All right, let's get into it here. Let's kick it off with a bang. Best male wrestler of 2023.
Well, I think we all
everybody
picked
is-
someone different.
Yes, we did. I was very surprised at that one.
Yeah. We did.
I'll kick it off here on this one. I picked Seth Rollins. I think he, in my opinion, had probably one of the better years than most other wrestlers have, as far as like consistent work rate and everything, and great programs, great feuds. Can't really say anything bad about Rollins.
Yep. Yeah.
He was my pick last year, I believe.
I think so.
For best wrestler. So
Yep.
not a bad pick.
Nope. Not at all.
Except for my pick, which is a true best male wrestler. And I'm gonna have to go with the guy that's had probably like the better matches than anyone else this year. Like I could think of maybe 3 or 4 matches that are probably a match of the year, and that is your homeboy from across the pond, Will Ospreay. And I think his biggest accomplishment this year is he's on a lot of American TV, not just Japanese television this year, with matches in AEW and TNA and some independent shows here in the States. So,
Oh, that's true, and it's just going to get better with him signing with AEW.
Yep.
yeah.
Signed with AEW, brother. And my best wrestler of the year just had a new kid, had a kid with his wife. They just gave birth like a couple days ago. And a proud father who's going to have a kid that's going to smack the shit out of some people when he gets older, or she gets older. And that is Gunta. I thought his IC title run has been amazing. He's had like really good matches all year, whether it be with Drew. His matches with Gable are phenomenal. So really good matches there.
Nice. And I got a feeling when Gunther's kid was born and, the doctor smacked it, the kid turned around and chopped the shit out of the doctor.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Or maybe Gunther was the one that slapped it. Like, woo! Welcome to Earth, baby.
I also heard that the kid came out like hands behind his back.
Full on Imperium pose. Ready to go.
Ready to go.
Yeah. Gunther was probably my runner-up. I was having time thinking between the best because there's a lot of good wrestlers this year, and you could probably pick between another 4 or 5 different wrestlers. But Gunther was probably like the one I eliminated right before Ospreay.
Yeah, it's I think with WWE specifically, once Vince kind of finally stepped away permanently, before he kind of got himself back in there a little bit with the Endeavor sale, then stepping away again, we've seen more people shine in WWE under the helm of Triple H, and Tony Khan's obsession with just giving us matches and not storylines kind of helped showcase a lot of these guys too. Even like the ones that didn't make our list, like MJF and Adam Cole and guys like that, Swerve, who are like all top contenders for me for best male wrestler of the year. But Seth Rollins just kind of, in my opinion, outworked the majority of them. Like Swerve was very close second for me. Oh man, I'm gonna have no voice tomorrow. It's gonna be awesome. All right. Let's get into the best female wrestler of 2023. Carl, why don't you go ahead and go first on this one?
All right, I'll go first. I picked Trinity. It was between her and I won't say who between her and another person that's on someone else's pick, but I wanted to go with somebody that kind of elevated the division that they went into, and her signing with TNA, and then I feel like she kind of really elevated that women's division when she got in there and actually brought something to the table and made it real interesting again.
I have to agree with that one. TNA always had a solid women's division, but I think with that addition of Trinity has helped tremendously for them, especially bringing more eyes onto the product because Trinity brings a lot of fans with her.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. All right, Garrett, who you got?
I went with our current SmackDown, whatever you want to call it, women's champion, world women's champion. I don't know what the fuck it's called anymore.
The WWE Women's Universal Champion.
There we go. Io Sky. I think when she won the title at Backlash, she's had some good feuds with a few different people, and I think she really broke out this year. And could have thought about putting her there, but I think she overall for kind of like the women's division was kind of the consistent outside of one other wrestler who someone may have on their list. But I just kind of wanted to shout her out. Thought she had a really good year and was honestly had some really good feuds with some people as well. So like Asuka and Charlotte.
Damage Control really picked up this year too.
Yeah.
Especially with the addition of Kairi Sane and Asuka to the group, and Io getting the women's title after winning Money in the Bank. It's just amazing. Great year for Damage Control. Much better than their debut year. I went with Rhea Ripley, the mommy herself. Arguably probably one of the most over women's wrestlers in WWE right now, if not professional wrestling. Like, there's no denying the appeal that she has, the role that she's been on, and kind of solidifying herself as the leader of the Judgment Day. unofficial leader of the Judgment Day. Everyone seems to fall in line when she starts barking at him anyway. So, it's just great matches with her all around. Like I don't know. I really can't say anything negative about Rhea Ripley, and I don't want her to come kick my ass.
Yeah, she was up in my list too. I probably maybe would have went with her if she didn't get picked first. But yeah, for me, I just like to see like the only thing with her is there's like nobody that you could really see beating her, and I just hope like this year, we'll have somebody like step into uh, the Raw women's, uh, event to kind of challenge her. Like I would like to see somebody that can actually defeat her, or at least make me think that they're going to beat her.
I think
If you know what I mean.
that might be the role for Jade Cargill.
Maybe.
Actually makes her debut.
Yeah, we'll see.
See on that one. All right, awesome. So that was the best female. Let's go ahead and move over to the best tag team or stable of 2023. Garrett, go ahead and go first on this one.
Well, seeing as I'm the only one that has something different in this category, I went with a forgotten team that we haven't seen in most of the end of the year, but still had a great start of the year. And that team being FTR.
Absolutely. They made ESPN's best tag team of the year.
Yep. I mean, they're shit. You could say they're 2 out of 3 falls with the Golden Club, Bullet Club, whatever the fuck you want to call them, Bullet Club Gold. Like that 2 out of 3 falls match was fucking awesome. I mean, heck, their match when they lost the titles was still good. I mean, they had a lot of feuds at the beginning of the year as well. So, I mean, I think they had a really good start of the year that kind of put them there. And, I mean, now that they've stepped away, I mean, they're kind of gone forgotten, but, never forgotten in my heart.
I kind of feel like a lot of the guys that were tight with CM Punk and AEW have kind of got pushed to the wayside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's
all right.
That's just opinion, but
it's all right. I'll take FTR back in WWE. Cool with it. They could use them anyway.
If they use them.
Carl, you and I both had the same pick for this one. So the Judgment Day.
Yeah. Yeah, this one was hard. Like it was hard to come up with anybody else for this pick. Judgment Day by far has been probably like one of the most entertaining factions. Not just on like one brand, but SmackDown, Raw, NXT, TikTok. Have been pretty entertaining, being serious when they need to be serious, being comedic relief when they need to be comedic relief.
Take it
easy. Go ahead, Garrett.
So Chris, I'll ask you what I asked Carl, since I made this comment to him. Do you think that you would have picked the Judgment Day if Dominic wasn't in the group?
Yes.
Okay.
If they continued on the same role that they were on without Dominic, yes.
Okay.
But unfortunately, Dominic got added to the group, and then we're at. So. But I think that they picked up huge, especially towards the later part of this year, with the Priest Money in the Bank win. Pretty much since like WrestleMania, they've kind of were up on a upward swing, and they've been involved in some pretty good story arcs. The stuff with Dominic and the North American Championship was pretty good. It's probably one of the best things. And they were like everywhere for like 4 or 5 months straight on every show, NXT, Raw, SmackDown. Like you couldn't turn on anything without seeing someone involved in the Judgment Day. And the stuff now with R-Truth, since he's come back, has been like freaking genius and amazing. Just their adaptability as far as like an overall group to, like Carl said, be serious, be funny, be ruthless when they need to be. It's kind of what kind of put them over the top. Where other tag teams or factions like Bullet Club Gold have kind of like went up and then just straight down.
Sure.
All right. So it's best tag team, most improved of 2023. Circle back around to me. I'll kick this one off. I went with Julia Hart. I think she's come a long way from being the cheerleader into finding her footing into the House of Black and getting her ring prowess up. And she's just been on a tear like the last 5-6 months. And current TBS champion going into World's End with her feud with Abaddon. So she'll be pretty solid.
Heck yeah.
Awesome. All right, Carl.
I think this one is one of those ones too where I mean it has to be, to me, Dominic Mysterio, hands down. I remember, a year ago you'd ask me like who one of the worst wrestlers is, and I'd probably be like, oh, Dominic Mysterio. Piggybacking off his dad's back, and it's like ever since mommy got a hold of him. And then he went to WrestleMania, had the best entrance of the fucking year. Had the match with his dad, and then had the match. Got the North American title twice, and I mean even some of the matches like they threw. CM Punk. I don't know if y'all seen any of the house show footage, but
yeah, I saw some clips of that with him and Punk.
Yeah, some clips of that.
Yeah, and he holds his own. Like he's his own man now, and I think he's probably the most improved wrestler in my mind over a year's difference from last year.
Honestly, I think we might have majority picked Dom as worst wrestler of 2022.
Probably.
Like I wouldn't be surprised if at least one of us did. Awesome. All right, Garrett, what you got?
I went with Tiffany Stratton. I think she was someone we weren't really too sure on of at the end of last year. She came out this year, winning the Women's World NXT Championship. I think she had a hell of a run with it. And I think she definitely improved in my eyes and had a really good year overall. I mean, she's honestly probably one of the best freaking wrestlers in NXT, in my opinion, currently.
She improved in your eyes?
Oh, yeah. She improved in my eyes.
She definitely did. I remember when she debuted, and she was just freaking annoying. And then they kind of took the upswing with her, and
they figured out what to do with her, I think.
Yeah. I think a part of that too was you're looking at a point where, because when she debuted is when Vince had his hands in NXT.
Yep.
So once Michael's got control over creative in NXT and figured out, all right, let's do this, and that's where it struck gold and took off from there, like with a lot of talent on there. Awesome. All right. Breakout star of 2023. Carl, go ahead and take this one first.
I think there's only one answer for this one, too, and that is LA Knight.
Yeah.
I mean, I always liked LA Knight. Like, I ain't gonna sit here and be like, oh yeah, like I didn't know who he was or anything like that. But his path in WWE wasn't like, he was doing pretty good in NXT, and they get called up to the main roster, and then kind of got thrown in some bad feuds, and then his skill on that mic, man, won the crowd over, and Now it's probably one of the most popular superstars in the WWE right now. Definitely sold a hell out of some shirts.
Absolutely. I mean, that's something that you can see if you watched him in TNA under Eli Drake and then NWA. And you see this stuff. You see how well he is on the mic, how well he is in the ring. Then to get to WWE and he's doing great in NXT, they bring him up as Max Dupree and they put him with male models, and it just completely stifled his character.
Mm-hmm.
And then Triple H comes in and is like, nah, we're done with that. LA Knight, bring it back. So and that's from there. It just took a little bit to get it cooking. And once he caught on and it got cooking, we were rolling. So
hell see, yeah.
If that momentum can continue in the 2024. Garrett, you're a breakout star of 2023.
I went with him, Carmelo Hayes. I think he came out this year. Like, I mean, I think everybody was thinking that this year was the year of Braun for NXT title, and he kind of shut the door on that, and kind of was the year of Carmelo as NXT champion. And all his feuds, whether it was with Braun, his stuff with Ilya was really good. I feel like I'm missing some. I mean, his match. I think he had a match with Corbin was good. Like any match you put him in, like he just throws it out of the park. Like he's by far probably the best male wrestler in NXT. To be completely honest.
By far, yeah.
By far.
Absolutely.
So, definitely excited to see what's for him in 2024 as well. Hopefully, he gets called up and pushed pretty hardcore. But
I think he's gonna. He was part of that U.S. title tournament.
Yes.
Yeah. It's just really crowded. So if he gets called up, it'd just be interesting to see what they do with him. Yeah.
Yeah. I can agree with that.
Awesome. All right. My breakout star, Christian Cage. I mean, it's funny because Christian, you don't think of him as going as like a breakout star.
Carl and I were dying laughing at this today.
But here, look, his last run in WWE wasn't that great. Like, got to the point where, he left. We thought he couldn't wrestle again anymore. Comes back in AEW. We're like, okay. Like, I was excited because I love Christian. And then you see him going through like all this face stuff, and then he finally turns heel, and we get like this nice heel run with Christian.
Yeah.
And then we see him, with Jungle Boy, which is probably like the best thing that Jungle Boy's ever had happen to him in his entire wrestling career was feuding with Christian. Christian takes Luchasaurus, goes off with that, starts his own group, the Patriarchy, and then gets Nick Wayne, and then has Nick Wayne's mom come in. Then it gets, Ed shows up, or Adam Copeland shows up, and they get a feud with them. And then you get this great match with the two of them. Just Christian's heel work and his mic work in AEW, I think, is far superior than anything he's ever done. I won't say anything that he's ever done, but the majority of what he's done in his WWE career.
WWE career, yeah. Just TNA career.
The TNA career was amazing, though.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I don't.
He's the heel to watch. He's the biggest heel on AEW right now. So.
Well, I guess Swerve is still a heel, right?
I think Swerve is too over to be a heel at this point.
Yeah, Swerve's gotten way too over. So he's still kind of like heelish, but he's kind of more like that in between, like Stone Cold Steve Austin type character.
Yeah. Yeah, I started to go with Swerve, and I felt bad because I'm like, well, this ain't really his breakout because he was pretty good in WWE, and then you went with Christian Cage, and I'm like, yeah, I don't feel bad for considering Swerve for that.
No, it's just to me like Christian has stood out more than most of the AEW roster has.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
I mean, because he's the only one that's kind of been building story. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's the only one that's really had like a story going.
Yeah, and that's one of the big things too that drew me to going with Christian as the breakout. And it's like you're taking these guys like Luchasaurus and Nick Wayne, and you're putting your name behind them to kind of push them a little bit forward. And like I said, Christian's probably the best heel in AEW, so like hands down. Oh, awesome. All right, let's get into the best feud of 2023. Garrett.
I went with Hangman Adam Page and Swerve Strickland. I thought the feud was all their matches were fucking like probably the best matches on any fucking card that AEW put out for the pay-per-views. These guys beat the living shit out of each other, and it made you feel like they might kill each other outside on the street.
They brought that element of realism into that feud.
Yep.
What made it probably one of the better feuds.
Oh yeah.
That was awesome. That Texas death match too was freaking phenomenal.
Oh yeah.
All right. My best feud, I went with Sammy versus the Bloodline. With that culmination at WrestleMania with KO and Sammy versus the Usos. Just that whole storyline coming out of 2022 into 2023. Just the whole redemption of Sami Zayn, pretty much what it is. So I don't think there's any better storytelling, even though the majority of it came from the year prior, but they still built on it and still gave us a meaningful matchup to end that feud, or mostly end that feud at this year's WrestleMania.
I also want to say before Carl speaks, I think Carl has me and you mixed up because all day he kept saying I'm like a Sami Zayn super fangirl or something, and I haven't picked Sami Zayn for anything, and Chris did, so I just want to get that point out there. That you picked the wrong person. I'm not the super fangirl.
I picked Sammy for one thing.
I know.
One thing.
He kept being like, "You gonna pick Sammy for best rest of the year? Give me KO." It's like no.
Oh, awesome! All right, Carl, what you got?
So it was hard for me to pick out a feud. I was debating between a bunch of them. And one guy in particular was in a couple of those feuds. His name is Gunther. And I decided to go with his feud with Gable. To me, this is kind of it's so simple, what you can do with a story. You know what I'm saying? We talk about, AEW not being able to build stories and stuff like that, but a story is so simple of just, can you last a certain amount of time with someone, then you last that amount of time, and then you went in with a disqualification, and then you get the title shot. It's like a real underdog story, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they kind of had you believing there for a split second, is he gonna be the one? Is this gonna, you know what I'm saying? Is this gonna happen? Yeah. But then it didn't, and that's all the more awesome between the both of them. And that's why I think that's the best feud of all. Didn't need any pay-per-view matches. It was all done on Raw. Yeah, that's my feud of the year.
Nice. All right. Let's go before we get into the worst. The overall best wrestler of 2023. Oh yeah, it's my turn to go first. Okay. I picked Gunther as my overall best of 2023. Just Gunther's awesome. And then they don't want to pick Seth Rollins twice.
Nothing wrong with it.
I mean, it's like Gunther has been one of those guys that, like Rollins has been consistent, has been the workhorse. He's been phenomenal matches. As you go back to that triple threat match with him and Drew McIntyre and Sheamus, the stare down between him and Brock at the Rumble, like all this stuff like that Gunther's been a part of throughout 2023. And then him, Intercontinental Champion, breaking Honky Tonk Man's record. Those great matches with Chad Gable. It's just Gunther's done a lot in 2023. I think deserves the overall best of 2023.
So if we're going to talk about the overall best of 2023, I think it only matters if you get the hoes watching. And there's one wrestler that isn't really a wrestler, but he's got the hoes watching, man. He's got the hoes in the wrestling. And that's your boy Zac Efron. In his new movie, that Iron Claw. No, all jokes aside, if I'm gonna pick a wrestler that has to be different than my male wrestler of the year, I'm gonna go with Dominic Mysterio. Your boy's been putting in the work. I would say he's probably had the most televised and untelevised matches in the year. He's been on Raw, SmackDown, NXT, like I said, the house shows, and he's put people over, and he's gotten over, and that's what you want out of the kid, and he's one of my favorite heels in the business right now.
I was going to give you Zac Efron. Saw an interview with Chavo because Chavo is the one that did the training for Iron Claw.
Mm-hmm.
They filmed actual matches, like numerous matches during the course of filming between Zac Efron and Chavo to use as footage in that film.
I know
like 15, 20-minute matches like 10, 15 times a day.
Yeah, I know Chavo was talking about, I think it's in that same interview where he was talking about like if he trained him for like a month, he'd be fine or something like that, whatever time period it was. That he'd be like perfectly fine to wrestle a full blown like match and ring. So would not surprise me. So
a lot of people like jumped on board with this Iron Claw movie, like people that you wouldn't even expect that are watching wrestling are like, oh my god, like this is amazing. This movie's been phenomenal. Like I want to learn more about these people. So anywho, Garrett, go ahead.
Well, I went with the actual best wrestler ever, and that's The Rock. I mean, he was on SmackDown. That's all I need. He's the best wrestler of all time. And nobody could beat The Rock. Anyways, I'll be like Carl. I won't bullshit around. I've been sitting here thinking, we're not giving my boy any love. So if I got to pick someone different, I'm gonna go with Maxwell Jacob Friedman. You want to talk about best wrestler? He's the best mic talker that in there, probably top 5 of all of wrestling. He's put on matches all year. I know you don't like his face work, but man, that son of a bitch can make me laugh. And I mean, honestly, at the beginning of the year, he was a heel. So
he's our scumbag.
He is our scumbag. So if I had to say best wrestler, I think I'm a best overall. Then we'll go MJF.
That's a solid pick. The only thing it turns me off with that is I haven't been a huge fan of the him and Adam Cole bromance, but other than that, he's been pretty good. He's had some of the best matches this year, especially that Iron Man match was probably one of the best matches of the year.
Oh yeah.
All right, awesome. Let's get into the worst of 2023. This is always the fun part. Worst male of 2023. Carl, you're first on this one.
Yeah, you want to say it at the same time? 1, 2, 3. Jack Perry.
Mine's not because he got Punk fired.
Yeah, it is.
Mine has to do with that. I mean, it's not just getting Punk fired, but I mean, his in-ring work hasn't been that great. Uh, his heel turn hasn't been that great.
Nope.
Caused divisions in your locker room. Got CM Punk fired. Which could be the downfall of the company. And I just don't think when you talk about like CM Punk and being a headache and stuff like that. Generally, people that are like headaches and stuff generally are good and you keep them like, for example, I mean, as much as we hate them, the Young Bucks are good, right? So you keep them around because they're the Young Bucks. Jack Perry,
marketing.
Yeah, he doesn't have a lot to offer, so like you can't be that big of a cancer in the locker room and not have nothing to bring to the table. Like you're not Shawn Michaels or.
I was gonna say something, but I don't want to get the podcast canceled, so I'll shut my mouth.
Jack Perry is not superstar material. He's not a big draw. I mean, there's the AEW fans. Like, I like AEW. I watch AEW every week. I'm not a Jack Perry fan. I like Jack Perry when he was with Luchasaurus. I love that tag team. I thought they were great. I thought they meshed well together. And I think splitting them up was a mistake. He's just not someone that I can see carrying a major title.
No.
I can't see him carrying any title outside of like a tag team title for AEW.
The real question is do you care more about Jack Perry or do you care more about his female counterpart?
He's got Anna Jay, right?
Yeah, I was trying to think of what her name was.
I'd rather watch Anna. I like Anna Jay more than I like Jack Perry. At least she can wrestle. And has some type of in-ring ability, more so than he does.
Yeah, that's true.
At least she's like improved, like since her debut in AEW. Like, I don't know. He just does not have that superstar appeal to me. And the best matches that he's had was the one that cage match with Christian.
Yeah.
Like, other than that, he's nothing. Like, it's nothing that screams, "I'm Jack Perry, megastar." So
no.
Nope.
Right.
Well,
Garrett, who you got?
For me to be different, I didn't want to pick Jack Perry, because I thought that was the easy way out. So I went with maybe a little bit of a controversial pick for some people, but I went with Karrion Kross. I think it's very sad. WWE has had no idea what to fucking do with him, and because of that, he's kind of been miserable. I think he has had like no opportunities. The opportunities he's gotten, I mean, honestly, not saying he hasn't done nothing with them, but they don't let him do anything with them. So it's really not a fault onto him. Like
his feud with Mysterio wasn't bad.
Yeah, but like that's it. That's like all he's done. Like he shouldn't be. He shouldn't be in a freaking match for the U.S. Championship and like lose first round to fucking Lashley, because Lashley does not need that fucking title to be good. Not saying Karrion Kross does either, but like that's like a starting point of how you build him up.
Well, yeah, it's kind of like expectation. Like he's not a bad wrestler or nothing. It's just the expectation you had for him. Because when he debuted back on the roster, he pointed to Roman Reigns, was like, "Oh, he's gonna be the next guy in the title hunt." You know what I mean?
Right.
And then they just haven't done anything with him. So, yeah, I could see where you could draw that with him. Like I said, it's not like a talent thing. It's this where you expected him to be versus where he's at.
Right.
Thankfully, he's not in gladiator gear this time around.
It's very true.
Oh man, poor Karrion Kross. All right, worst female of 2023. Garrett, kick this one off for us.
Worst female, I went with Trish Stratus. I didn't need her back on TV. She came back on TV and I didn't think she looked that great. But maybe I'm wrong. But she could have stayed home and just been with her kids. She didn't need to come back on TV.
I will
you're
say,
crazy.
I thought she wasn't bad in the Money in the Bank, and her cage match with Becky wasn't bad. But that's
No,
it.
Nah.
I wouldn't say no way she's the worst wrestler of 2023. You're smoking
Well,
crack, kid.
I mean, she's not Marina Shafir
who I just watched on TV,
or Riho. So,
and it was pretty bad. But
or my pick, Ronda Rousey.
Talk about Ronda Rousey, Chris.
Oh man, normally I wouldn't say Ronda is the worst, but 2023, Ronda Rousey's career, like you can tell, she didn't want to be there. She didn't give a shit. She was just there to fulfill the rest of her contract and collect a check. That's not what we want as wrestling fans. Like, we don't want that shit. It's the same thing with Lacey Evans. She didn't want to be there. So, but that's my pick for worst of 2023. I hope she stays retired and doesn't come back ever again. And not even for a Hall of Fame induction. Which,
Speaking of retired, my pick is Saraya or Paige, however you want to refer to her as. It's one of those things where, like, going back to the Karen Cross things, you kind of had like big expectations for her coming back. I was a fan of her, and she's in NXT in WWE, and just I don't know, the stuff in AEW hasn't been great. Like, it's been kind of lackluster. Her in-ring work has been okay, but I'm not like, oh shit, did you see that Saraya match?
and that's okay depending on who she's with, because that match with Britt Baker was god awful terrible.
Yeah.
which
Yeah,
is
Britt
funny.
Baker.
Which is funny. This time last year, I think Carl and I both unanimously slandered Britt Baker as worst wrestler of the year, and then she didn't wrestle at all year.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing is, I don't know. To me, this bit Saraya's just been kind of lackluster, and to me, like, maybe she should have gotten to some matches or something before making like a televised debut. I don't know. It just hasn't been there for me.
Yeah.
And the storyline she's been in really hasn't done it for me either. So.
The whole Outcast thing just went to the wayside.
Yeah.
It's terrible. Right, Garrett. No, that was the last. Okay. Worst tag team or stable of 2023. Garrett, start us off.
No, I went with the last one. It's yours.
Oh, you want the last one? Oh, it's my turn. Okay. Now you want to talk controversial with Karrion Kross. So I picked the Hardys.
Yeah, I saw that. Please explain why you would put the greatest tag team ever for professional wrestling as the worst.
They suck in AEW. Just it's what it is. Like, they've done nothing meaningful throughout the entire year. All they've done has been, trios matches with fucking Isaiah Cassidy. Oh, it's just freaking ridiculous. Like, you have like one of the greatest tag teams of all time on your roster, and you're not using them correctly. I mean, it's not the Hardys' fault that they're in this position. Well, it kind of is, because you can't trust Jeff Hardy with anything, apparently. When you try to give him a run, this is what happens. But I think that they deserve more than what they're given in AEW. Do they need to be tag team champions? No. But can they have like a meaningful storyline or some type of story arc or something meaningful in your company? Yeah. Do something. Help them put over one of your younger tag teams instead of putting them in trios matches where they continuously lose every week, or 8-man tag matches where they lose. It just doesn't make sense. So, I mean, it's not their ability at all to wrestle. It's just their position in AEW has made them the worst tag team 2023. Nothing meaningful. Yeah. Carl?
Um, kind of picking it back off of my previous answer. This tag team kind of disappointed. Like, kind of had high hopes. Because like when they originally debuted, they were really good. And kind of wanted to see them carry that momentum. But this year's kind of been like flat, and that's Hit Row. You know, kind of wanted more out of them. Really haven't got anything good.
Yeah,
out of it.
I see that too. And Hit Row was another one I was thinking about, but Hit Row doesn't work without Swerve.
Yeah,
that's what it boils down to.
Yep. Very true. Very true.
Garrett, why am I not surprised at your pick?
Bro, you know what? It has nothing to do. Look, I'm just gonna be completely honest. Podcast listeners, this team I'm saying is the worst. It has nothing to do with their wrestling ability, except for like one or two of them. But I just can't stand this team, so I just have to put them as worst, and that is Metaphor. Whoever the fuck put these fucking four fucking pieces of shit together, I don't know. Like, I love Noam Dar, don't get me wrong, but like, he is so annoying with this group. I hate Lash Legend. She's great in the ring, don't get me wrong. I hate her character. The other bitch that's with her is even worse. And then freaking the guy that wrestles like every fucking week and gets demolished. I don't even know why he's in that group. Just kick him out. He's garbage. Just get him out of there. I just can't stand this group. Like, you want me to take you serious? Noam Dar as a fucking champion. Just lose the other three people. You don't need them. And be who you always are. One of, the best wrestlers to come out of like cruiserweight, NXT UK. Just be that guy.
He needs to go back to chasing Alicia Fox.
Alicia Fox.
Oh, I like Noam Dar. It's just, I do have to agree, the Metaphor group is kind of annoying. So.
They're so annoying.
Awesome. All right, so that brings us to one of the big ones here. Worst feud of 2023. Carl, kick it off for us.
All right, I'm gonna kick it off with the probably the best answer, and I'm gonna go with Baszler and Ronda Rousey. I mean, they started off as a tag team that we really didn't need. And they're supposed to dominate the tag team division. And then, it led to like one of the worst matches of the year. Probably, I mean, definitely the worst match of WrestleMania, right?
Yep.
Oh, by far.
And there was no real like payoff for Shayna Baszler because we thought it was gonna set her up to have like a dominant run, but then they end up just throwing her in another tag team. And Ronda, like Chris said earlier, like this seemed like she was out of it. The promos wasn't very good. The match, like I said, the match wasn't very good, and there was no payoff. So, what was the point of this feud? Made no sense.
Yeah. They tried to add like that spark of realism to it with like Shayna, going on Ronda, like, I busted my ass to get here, and you just walked in the front door, like it was nothing. And it didn't really have that same effect as like the Hangman and Swerve, or even Rollins and Riddle. Like that realism part of it just didn't do it, because that's going to get us on Shayna's side, because we all agree. So,
yeah.
I mean, you're saying exactly what we're all thinking. Like,
the other part with that too is like, one, it was super rushed, and two, like no one gave a shit.
Yeah. And that's the shitty part too, is Shayna's a great wrestler. And like Carl said, there's no momentum for Shayna coming off of that match with Rousey just to get stuck into another tag team. I mean, Zoe Stark isn't bad. She's a great talent. She's a great wrestler, but Shayna deserves a little more. And it's especially coming off of, she just beat like one of the biggest names in women's wrestling in WWE in Ronda Rousey, but she's not getting anything but another tag team. She's not even a tag team champion. Like,
yeah, but I mean that's the thing too, is like if it would have been a better match, maybe she would have had more momentum and they could have pushed her.
yeah,
But that match just like sucked ass. Like I don't know if it was just the stipulation, like MMA fight. You know what I mean? Like is this, I don't know, match sucked ass.
yeah, you can't do an MMA stipulation match in professional wrestling. It just doesn't work. I don't like it when real fighting mixes with my fake fighting.
Yeah,
Damn it.
I mean it's been done. It's been done. And
It has. And it's been done well.
like,
They
yeah.
just couldn't pull it off, unfortunately. Like
Yeah.
Shamrock and fucking Owen Hart pulled it off.
Yeah.
Lines in matches and the dungeon match and all that, but not this. No. Not that good. Garrett, your worst feud of 2023.
I feel like is the only worst feud than the worst feud that Carl picked, which was Hook and Jack Perry. You know, piggybacking off y'all talking about Jack Perry is the worst male wrestler. Well, that's just kind of where it kicked off, you know. He turned heel on Hook, won the FTW championship, which made no sense. Ran away like a little bitch. Didn't really do much with the storyline other than Hook winning the title back and Jack Perry basically falling off the face of the earth.
Oh, you just can't punch people randomly in a locker room. This is 2023. Come on.
Yeah, use real glass.
Yeah, use real glass.
Real glass, bitch. My worst feud was Edge and the Judgment Day. I like Edge. I like the Judgment Day. But this was just terrible. Like, and we're talking like early on days of the Judgment Day, like in 2023 with Edge, you know, moving away from the group. Finn Balor as the Demon should have won that match with Edge, especially if Finn was coming in to push Edge out and replace Edge in that group. There shouldn't have been any reason why Edge should have won that match. And pretty much every other match having to do with the Judgment Day versus Edge, Edge won pretty much all. Like, what was the point of that? Like, I don't get it. You're trying to push him, you know, developing the story of him leaving the group or getting kicked out of the group. He shouldn't be winning all these matches. It's just to get, you know, kicked out of this group. So I just, storyline wise, it made no sense to me at all. So but they're going with that. Oh, terrible. Oh, man. All right, and that was the Wrestlegeddon Podcast Awards for 2023.
Woo, woo, woo. If you don't like our picks, fuck you. We don't give a shit.
It's like we say, it's all subjective.
I mean, you know, if you want to interact with us, call us up, talk to us about it. We'll talk to you. Send us a comment or, you know.
The only acceptable like other best wrestler of the year that we'll give you is if you say our truth, we'll agree. We won't deny our truth.
Yeah, our truth. Our truth is the best wrestler in our life. I started to pick Swerve as he was up there in my, like, he's probably third on my list after Gunther.
Awesome. A lot of good wrestling this year. Hopefully it continues into 2024. Wasn't a lot for wrestling this week in our Instant Replay, of course, sponsored by Dubby Energy Drinks. Check out Dubby.gg and use the code Wrestlegeddon to save 10% off your order. Just a quick rundown. Continental Classic Finals at World's End tonight. Oh, actually, let's just get into the World's End because this is where we're going anyway.
Yeah, let's just talk about it because there was nothing on Raw. It was just a recap from what I remember. SmackDown was the same way. NXT, I don't really think much happened that I can remember. Because I haven't watched much wrestling, to be honest. AEW seemed like it was kind of whatever. But yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8 matches on this card, not counting the 2 pre-show matches. Jesus Christ, Tony Khan, we don't need 6-hour pay-per-views.
It's always a 6-hour pay-per-view, man.
Man. Some of these matches shouldn't even be on here. Let's kick it off here. I don't really care about the 0-hour stuff because one of them is like fucking Hook versus Wheeler Yuta. Like,
yeah, no one cares.
Yeah, no one cares about that. The other one's a 20-man battle royal for a future TNT championship match. Gives a shit about that. All right, let's go to the actual card for the pay-per-view. Swerve Strickland versus Keith Lee. Now, this is a result of Swerve not winning the finals for the Continental Classic, which Moxley won, and the gold block, and then Kingston won in the blue block. So here we go, another title match, brand new title, with Jon Moxley involved in the match.
Yeah,
fantastic.
Definitely dropped the ball. Only way you cannot have Swerve in this is if you plan on fucking having him versus MJF next pay-per-view.
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. All right, so kicking it off with Swerve and Keith Lee.
I'm gonna go with. I mean, should be Swerve unless Tony Khan's a dumbass.
Well, we know Tony Khan's a dumbass.
I'm gonna go with Swerve.
I'm also gonna go with Swerve.
All right, we're all taking Swerve.
Watch it be Keith Lee.
Yeah, it probably will be. We're both like, what the fuck?
It'll be like a 20-second match, and Keith Lee will just do like a fucking finish and then win. I'd be mad as shit.
TBS Championship match: Julia Hart defending against Abaddon, which I'm excited for this match. Not gonna lie.
Give me Julia Hart.
I like Julia Hart.
Yep, Julia Hart.
Good match. I'm going to pick Julia Hart as well. Unfortunately, I don't see her losing to Abaddon. As much as I would like to see Abaddon carry a title, I don't think it's going to happen.
Chris X his best friends.
Miro versus Andrade. This makes no sense. I haven't watched Collision in a while, so like I don't even understand why these two are wrestling.
Okay, so I can do a little bit
something to do with Lana.
It does. So Lana is managing Andrade.
And that makes no sense.
Well, it doesn't. Anyways, I'm going with Miro because I've heard there's speculation Andrade is going back to WWE. So yeah, he's not gonna win any more matches.
I'm going with Miro as well.
I'm going with Andrade. Well, yeah, he needs to go back to WWE anyway.
Is he going back to WWE? Because I heard he's going back to AAA.
I don't know where he's going, but you always see that the grass isn't always greener.
Oh, I think a lot of people feel that by now.
Yeah. And unfortunately, as fans, we kind of thought the same way too. Oh, they'll do better in AEW. And it's like, nah, you're doing worse. Look at Keith Lee. All right.
I mean, to be fair, Swerve, has done a great job.
Yeah, I think if Swerve didn't get released and they stuck it through and they kept him, I think under Triple H, we probably would have seen something more with him. Vince just didn't understand the gimmick. We got 8-man tag team match. Ricky Starks, Big Bill, Kyle Fletcher, and Powerhouse Hobbs taking on the team of Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara, Le Sex Gods, Sting, and Darby Allin.
Give me whatever team Sting's on.
Give me the Donna Callis family.
You sure? Usually they have the faces win these matches.
Yeah, I know, but I gotta get my points somewhere.
Okay.
You need to give up points somewhere, right?
Yeah, exactly.
This is where I win.
Yep.
I'm also gonna go with Sting, Darby, and the Six Gods. Garrett, I'm surprised you're picking against the Sex Gods.
Well, I'm tired of Sami Zayn not knowing Sami Zayn. Fucking fucking Sammy Guevara. I'm tired of fucking Sammy Guevara not fucking knowing if he's a face or heel every other week. So
same thing with Sami Zayn. It's like, is he face? Is he heel? Who knows?
Is he snorting blow with Tony Khan? Nobody knows.
All right. AEW Women's Championship match. Timeless Tony Storm against She's Not My Girlfriend, Riho. Kenny Omega. It's not my girlfriend,
Riho. Give me Tony Storm.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Tony Storm as well.
I'm also gonna go with Tony because you can't argue with chin up, tits out, and watch for the shoe. All right, Continental Classic final for the Triple Crown Championship. Kingston versus Moxley.
So disappointed in this.
Yeah.
It's like, why even make that motherfucking announcement if this was going to be your fucking final?
I think we're going to see. I'm going with Kingston on this one. The promo that we had between the two of them was, Moxley, you've never beaten me. I've beaten you. You know you can't beat me. I know I can beat you. So we're getting to that point where it's like, what's left for Kingston to do? Beat Moxley. And even like the promo after when he beat Danielson, when they're interviewing backstage, he's like, I beat someone I've never beaten before in Bryan Danielson. So I think that's what we're gonna get with this too. So I'm taking Kingston.
I'm also going with Kingston.
Well, there's only two things that make Tony Khan hard. That's cocaine and John Moxley's blood. And I think John Moxley is going to bleed all over the motherfucking place. And Eddie Kingston is going to beat him.
All right. TNT Championship match, no disqualification. Christian Cage versus Adam Copeland. It's kind of a tough one.
I'm going with Nick Wayne's mom.
Nick Wayne's mom.
I'm going with Kristen. I'm going with Kristen Cage.
I'm going with Cage also.
I'm gonna pick Adam Copeland.
All right, and finally, the AEW World Championship match: MJF versus Samoa Joe. I'm gonna go with MJF retaining on this one.
I feel like you missed a match, but
Did I?
yeah, there should be another 8-man.
No, I only got one.
It's supposed to be like it's like all the losers. So it's like Danielson, Claudio, fuck, I don't remember. It's like all the losers from the fucking thing are like fucking on different teams. I saw it somewhere.
Yeah, not on Bleacher Report. This was updated today. Unless they just added that match.
Let me find it. I got you.
Anyway.
Oh, I'm picking Samoa Joe.
Carl, who you got?
I think Garrett might be right. I think I'm gonna go with Samoa Joe.
All right. Do we see the devil? Does the devil reveal himself?
Yes.
And it's Adam Cole, baby.
You know it's all about the boom. Adam Cole, baby.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, I don't see it either. I swear I saw it somewhere, but maybe it wasn't for World's End. Maybe it's for like Collision or something.
Yeah, I think the match that come out was supposed to be for Collision.
Are they doing Collision this week? Is it pay-per-view? I don't think they do Collision on pay-per-view weeks. So pay-per-view's on Saturday, right? Yeah, the pay-per-view's on Saturday.
Oh, maybe they're not doing Collision.
Dude, I don't know. I saw it somewhere where
maybe it's for Dynamite.
Maybe. Yeah, it's like basically like all the losers are in a fucking like 8-man tag.
Bunch of losers. All right, so that is our picks for World's End, which is happening Saturday night.
Woo!
Pay-per-view.
Pay-per-view.
Hop over to the wrestler of the week this week, which was my pick, and I went with the most professional wrestler, Brian Myers.
And the worst professional wrestler. Did you go with Edge versus Undertaker and the time Brian Myers came out there and got fucking thrown out of the ring by Undertaker?
No, I went with the Monsters Ball match from this year. Brian Myers and Moose versus PCO and Rhino, which is a great match.
That is a good match.
Awesome stuff there. Because of the awards, we are going to skip G Money's quiz and we'll pop over to No Holds Barred this week. You guys got anything? No Holds Barred.
I feel like I had something. I don't remember what it was.
No.
Talk about the bowl games, or you want to talk about them next week, or?
We talk about next week. I did see. I was watching a little bit of the NC State Kansas State game last night, and I saw they ate a guy dressed as a Pop-Tart. I don't know if you saw that, but they were eating him. It's kind
That
of
guy
weird.
popped out of you see him come out of the toaster though?
Yeah.
That was like the best thing ever.
I'll have to look that up. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, it was like a Pop-Tart mascot, and it popped up out of a toaster. It was like pretty cool.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah. What about Jeff Flacco, man? Is he on the Fountain of Youth, and is he back?
Yeah, man, I heard he's only got to throw like 72 yards to pass Johnny Manziel for most passing yards for the Browns.
Hell, he might end the season with like the Browns' most like all time passing yards. Keeps it
Probably.
up.
Probably.
All the quarterbacks they've had that sucks ass.
All of them.
Somebody said that their one wish for New Year's is that fucking Joe Flacco eliminates the Ravens from the playoffs. I was like, oh man, I could see that happening too. That's such like something that happened.
Yeah, for sure.
Chris, in case you didn't know, the Cleveland Browns have sucked ass for centuries.
I know.
And they traded all these picks. No, they didn't trade any picks. They signed Deshaun Watson. Gave him all this money, guaranteed his ass gets hurt. And
it was all part of the plan.
All part of the plan. Now they got Joe Flacco, Mr. Unibrow, fucking leading the way in Cleveland.
Awesome.
Detroit Lions. I'll say Cleveland also has like the best defense in football, so that kind of helps.
Yeah.
Detroit Lions.
Crazy, ain't it?
That is crazy.
Win the division.
I know. Fucking
like first time since fucking forever.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Oh, awesome.
Sorry, they're gonna get destroyed in the first round of the playoffs. Don't worry.
Probably, but at least they'll be in the playoffs. Even.
That's true. What are you gonna say, Chris?
Well, I was saying you guys have a good Christmas.
Yeah.
Christmas good.
I was under the weather, but other than that,
sounds like my
kids had a blast. Though that's what counts.
Yeah, that's always what counts. Kids had a pretty solid haul. I fortunately got the new Supreme CM Punk figure, which is freaking amazing.
I'm sorry. I'd return it if I were you, but you know.
I got one of the best figures they've made.
I know, I'm fucking.
I got one gift so far, and it was like a Funko, Rock Funko.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, good stuff. You guys got plans for New Year's?
Yep. Gonna grill out, make some steaks, have some alcohol. It's gonna be good.
Good times.
Yeah.
I'll be on my couch.
I'll probably have some alcohol, but also, well, no, I probably won't. It depends on how I feel. If I still feel like I am now, I probably won't.
Sorry, man, you got to drink that, high proof alcohol, man, and kill the germs in your system.
Might do it. I didn't think of that.
Yep.
Yep. I'll sit on the couch and find a new job. Good times. Awesome. All right. You guys got anything else for No Holds Barred?
Nope. I don't think so.
Nope.
All right. Well, let's close it out then with the theme of the week. Garrett, what's your pick this week? What you got for us?
I've been like contemplating about what I want to do, I think I'm gonna do what I said to Chris I was gonna originally do, and I'm gonna go with a John Cena theme song, and it's gonna be his 2002 rap song before Thugonomics. That probably nobody knows, but me and Chris.
What do you mean nobody knows? It was on the fucking album, dude.
Yep, nobody knows it, man. Don't lie to me.
Awesome. Oh, good stuff there. All right. Well, that's going to do it for us this week. Thank you guys for checking us out. As always, guys, have a happy and safe new year. If you are drinking, get yourself an Uber or cab or whatever. Walk home.
Or don't go anywhere. Drink
Don't
at
go
home.
anywhere.
Yep.
Always
I
save a life.
I do want to say before we do officially end the podcast and we do finish the new year out, what are you guys hoping for in wrestling in the new year?
I'm hoping that with the rebrand from Impact to TNA, that TNA picks up some more momentum. Get some more eyes on their product.
I'm hoping for a wardrobe malfunction. No, I'm kidding. I don't know about hope. I'm excited for the state of WWE. As you know, it's been a long time since stuff has been this up in the air. And I'd like to see Roman Reigns dethroned and get some new blood up in there. People that want to wrestle want to be there.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard, but I saw that The Rock is apparently gonna be at Elimination Chamber. Whether it's true or not, who knows? But only the Rock knows.
Only the Rock knows.
So to piggyback off both y'all, I kind of like both y'all. I think the general consensus is excited for WWE next year, and excited for TNA to go back to being number 2 because I think they definitely can.
Absolutely. Great locker room, awesome talent.
Yep, and I mean they can be better than AEW in my opinion.
It's not gonna take much. They just need
Nope.
a better TV deal.
Yep, I agree. I think what I'm excited for the most, let's see. I'm just excited for new winners of champions. Roman to get dethroned. Logan Paul off my TV screen. Which I was told, just an honorable mention too, I was told to put Logan Paul as worst wrestler of the year. I kind of vetoed it, but I was told I was supposed to.
Who told you that?
A unanimous source that won't be named.
His wife.
She don't like Logan Paul.
No, she despises both of them. Anyways,
I couldn't even put Logan Paul as like best wrestler because like his matches have been great.
yeah, I know. But hopefully, I kind of want to see MJF dethroned. I want to see someone else kind of lead AEW for a little while, and I don't want it to be fucking Ospreay.
Swerve.
It needs to be Swerve.
Yep.
If it's not going to be Joe, it needs to be Swerve.
No, it needs to be. Why not Ospreay? Shut the hell up, Garrett. You have no clue what you're talking about.
Oh, I'm not saying I'm just saying I'd rather it be like someone like Swerve or, someone up and coming than somebody who like literally is the best wrestler in the world without a fucking title. Not saying Swerve isn't. Like I feel like Swerve kind of needs a title sometimes, or he deserves it at least. Where like Will Ospreay doesn't need the title for any purpose other than saying he's Will Ospreay. I can win a fucking title.
Yeah. I just think Tony Khan would be an idiot not to capitalize on Swerve's popularity.
Yeah,
Wow.
I mean, he could.
Hey, but you know,
he acclaimed and just completely killed it.
well, you know, crack kills brain cells. So you heard it from me first.
Man, for the free
Does
crack.
it?
Yeah.
All right, well, that's gonna do it for us. Thank you guys for checking us out as always. Make sure you go check out all our social media. You can find the link tree in the episode description below. Rate, review, subscribe, share, follow, all that fun stuff. Leave us some comments down below. If you agree with our picks, disagree with our picks, you want to tell us how dumb we are for picking some of the picks we picked. If you want to yell at me for picking the Hardys, make sure you do that in all caps in the comments below. All that fun stuff. Oh, right. On behalf of myself and my frogman sounding voice from the Little Rascals, Matthews. We have Garrett G Money Mun and the Tennessee Jesus Carl Crossland. This is episode 216 of your Wrestlegeddon podcast, and we'll chat with you all next year. Dad joke. Later, Marks. Happy New Year.
Word boy.
Yeah.
Comics.